Welcome to part 2 of my banking app Capstone project presentation. My name is Matt Elliott. In this video, we'll be looking at the API, data abstraction layer, and the database. So I chose to use REST API for this project, and here on the slide, we'll look at how the RESTful API and data retrieval work. So the client sends out requests to the server, which is running Express. It acts as my data abstraction layer. So the app is not talking directly to the database. So the client asks the server for something. The server then calls one of the MongoDB Atlas methods. And then MongoDB will get the results and send it back to the Express server. And then the Express server will then pass that back to the React application. And then I'm taking the data that's given in the response, and I'm using React's useState hook to then set the data in my app. So let's look at this from a CRUD perspective. So I created API endpoints for all the CRUD operations and then database calls that are needed to fulfill those requests. So I created a create endpoint. So the app will call create, and then the server will pass that to the database. And in this case, I'm going to go ahead and create a user. I also created read endpoints for both getting one user or all users. And there's also update. So in our case, in this app, we want to update balances. And then we have delete. I don't actually have this functionality in the app itself, but I do have the code written so that in a future version, I can delete users and accounts. So let's take a look at the database. So I chose to use MongoDB Atlas, and that's a cloud version of MongoDB. So what's nice about this is it provides a persistent data layer that's independent of yet accessible by an application. So this is not part of my code base. It's a cloud solution that I'm able to access with my app. And here's an example of one of the user accounts in the system. And what's nice is MongoDB Atlas creates a unique ID for every document that's in a collection. In this case, it's my users collection. And that's a little bit about the API, data abstraction layer, and the database. Thank you for watching.